It's Tuesday, June 29th. I'm Nick Roman with the afternoon edition of the LA Report from KPCC and LAist. Here are the stories we've been following today. It's been 2 weeks since California dropped most of its pandemic restrictions, but like we told you late last night, LA County now wants to bring back face masks and social distancing indoors when you don't know who is or who isn't vaccinated. It comes as county public health officials are getting nervous about the rising number of COVID-19 cases linked to the fast-spreading Delta variant. Dr. Robert Kim Farley is a professor of epidemiology and community health at UCLA. He says masking up a little longer, even if you're vaccinated, is a good idea.
Even with the best of the vaccines, like with the Pfizer, for example, it's 88% effective against this new variant, but that still means 12% of people could get it and spread it even if they've been vaccinated.
Dr. Robert Kim Farley at the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health. He's one of the COVID-19 experts you hear daily on KPCC's Air Talk. A couple more notes about the Delta variant. It's true, there is a small chance that fully vaccinated people can catch it, but the vaccines keep even those cases relatively mild. And right now in LA County and nationwide, nearly all new cases of COVID-19 are among unvaccinated people. So the best way to protect yourself and speed up the end of the pandemic is to get vaccinated. The state government's new fiscal year begins Thursday. The new state budget that will take effect on that day got passed last night by lawmakers in Sacramento. It's a nearly $263 billion spending plan.
A budget that will continue pushing our state forward as we build back, creating a path to recovery wide enough for all Californians to share.
That's San Diego Democrat and Senate President Pro Tem Toni Atkins. She calls the budget the boldest and most transformative in modern history. The new state budget includes a large investment in public schools. It also expands Medi-Cal coverage to undocumented immigrants in California ages 50 and older. The package of budget bills was worked up by Democratic lawmakers who control the legislature and Governor and fellow Democrat Gavin Newsom. It amends the budget bill the legislature had passed earlier this month to meet a constitutional deadline. Speaking of deadlines, apparently the governor's political staff blew one that had to do with the upcoming recall election. KPCC's Suzanne Watley says the governor is going to court over it.
The governor is asking a judge to order the Secretary of State to list his party affiliation on the recall ballot. It's absent because Newsom's lawyers had failed to file a timely notice with Shirley Weber's office that would list him as Democrat. As it stands, the ballot will say that Newsom has no party preference, though that's clearly not the case. Newsom's lawyers appealed, but Weber, whom the governor appointed to the job, refused. Their emergency court petition says it's the right of California voters to be accurately and fully informed. Weber's chief spokesperson told Courthouse News that the Secretary of State's office has a ministerial duty to accept timely filed documents, and beyond a deadline, it'll require judicial resolution. So unless a judge intervenes, what Newsom's camp calls a good faith mistake will show him partyless on the recall ballot against a list of Republican challengers. I'm Suzanne Watley.
The wife and parents of the late Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs are suing the Anaheim Baseball Club and two former team employees, accusing them of negligence in his drug-related death 2 years ago. The lawsuits target former Angel Communications Director Tim Mead, along with Eric Kay. Mead was Kay's boss, and the lawsuits claim he knew Kay was addicted to drugs and had supplied them to players. Last October, Kay was indicted by a federal grand jury in Texas on charges that he supplied Skaggs with the fentanyl and oxycodone that led to the 27-year-old pitcher's death in a suburban Dallas hotel. Kay goes on trial in August. Tyler Skaggs' widow, Carly, filed her suit in L.A. Parents Daryl Skaggs and Debbie Hetman sued in Fort Worth. Neither complaint specified how much money the family is seeking. Attorney Rusty Hardin, who's handling both lawsuits, says in a statement that if the Angels had done a better job of supervising Eric Kay, Tyler would be alive today. We're a little cooler today, a little more humid thanks to monsoonal moisture moving up from Mexico.
Keep heads up for the heat. Even through the middle of the week, it's still going to be very warm out there. So just, be careful during the peak of the day there in the heat. And then just watch out for the expectation of thunderstorms and maybe some localized flooding, especially on Wednesday across the mountains and even the foothill and valley areas.
Thanks for listening to the LA Report. I'm Nick Roman. Join us next time for another LA Report.
This program is made possible in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, a private corporation funded by the American people.